Well, hey, BJ and Joe Hondo. Okay, out and about on the Recumbents on a very pretty Sunday. Little cooler than the. Actually, no, it's just a tad warmer than the last ride we took. Because that one we kind of had to start off in the jackets, and then we had to put the jackets back on because it got a little chilly. Our walk was the same way yesterday, but today warmed up pretty nicely. And we actually did have a couple hours snow a couple days ago, but the ground is already too warm for it to really stick around. So we're on the good old Rock Island Trail, and we do have to do a little bit of a detour coming up here because, well, they're messing and they're redoing the street corners and stuff again. But I swear they just redid these street corners no more than a year ago at the most. This person needs to learn what side of the road to ride on. But yeah, like I said, we're just out enjoying the day. We took the trail to its end, and the first part is basically us coming back from the end. Someday that trail will hook, we'll go under, a fellow recumbent. Got to get this guy. I always like to get the recumbents. Howdy? Cool. He's got a couple different ones because the other one he's got is a yellow long bike. I always like those. Okay, yeah, so as you can see, we're coming up on the intersection construction for the sidewalks here. So we have to go down to the left and pick up the back street and take that down and then get back on the trail. So we're going to head down this way. As for the bicyclists have an advantage over us. They can just kind of pick up their bike and shove it through all the garbage. We can't really, no, don't do that. Just go straight down the sidewalk and go out. Safer that way.
Well, I just go over to the lane.
Yeah, I know, but with traffic coming down, I think it'd just be safer to do it this way. Tell them you're going to turn. Yeah. You got this, of course, 90-degree special here, but at least they made it so it wasn't a square corner. So now we have to go down this beat-up poor little road. This is LaSalle Street. We used to live a little north of here on LaSalle Street. So this is pretty well known. And I'm not really sure. I think at one time this thing was actually a bike lane, but I think they've just kind of let it go. Because you don't see too many places where they have the little bit of bumper on the paint. You know, that's not a bike lane, or at least a Shero. But like I said, they've all the big decals have faded off, so everybody's just like, tough, we don't care. But well, we'll go down here by the bowling alley, and we'll take a quick right and get back on the trail. Car back. Okay, you're good. You're clear. Motorcycle going the other way.
Yep. Top turn.
Yeah, we're just out enjoying the day. Ooh, somebody got macked. Ouch. Car back. Clear. Car back again. Nothing we can do about it. Yeah, one thing we noticed. Yeah. Yeah, one thing we've noticed here in Colorado Springs that if it's a big project, they'll actually usually kind of tell, you know, the different bicycle sites and stuff, you know, that this is going to happen. But if it's just, you know, a street corner, then we'll let you know. And of course, they had to take every single bit of it. So we have to go this way. Luckily, at least they have this way. Okay. All right, we are officially back on the trail. Yay for us. That's it. And we'll probably be heading down this trail and then go pick up the Pikes Peak Greenway on the west side and run down. And we're waiting for, we've got Amazon supposed to be bringing us some helmet visors for these Sena R1 intercom helmets we've got. They didn't come with visors, and yeah, if you're you know, if you're more of a racer or a gravel rider or something like that, you don't need the visor as much. But when you're just a regular rider, Joe's doing the tunnel song. Ole, 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 ole. I had to do the very quick version because it's a very small tunnel. Yep, it is a tunnel. Yeah, this trail is kind of the main east-west trail. As this trail will take you clear over to the Pikes Peak Greenway. From there you can go north or south, or it will take you to Shook's Run and you can go south. That'll take you more into downtown though, where the other one will take you considerably further than downtown. In fact, if you follow the Greenway, it will take you all the way to the Fountain Nature Center just north of the little town of Fountain, south of Colorado Springs. But you will run out of concrete and it will be dirt. More gravel, but some places can be kind of deepish gravel too. So, not real good for our street tires. If you had the GT365s or some sort of light knobby or something, you'd be fine. Especially if you got e-assist. Hello.
That's on your left.
Morning. Hello. Make sure it's clear here. Good morning. Passing on your left. Thank you very much. Have a good day. A little backward view there. I gotta go up this hill. It's not a very big hill, so not too bad. Now, hopefully you're having a good day. Wherever you are, looks like the weather is going to be a little better in some places. I've noticed there's a real uptick on people making videos again for YouTube, the different YouTube channels that have trikes. Several of the really good ones. Of course, there's always Gio Nation Matt. he literally could follow the song "He's Been Everywhere, Man," and then you've got Pitmaster Toby's site called Trikes and Barbecue. Although it should be Trikes, Bikes, and Barbecue, because he picked himself up a real nice little electric e-bike, two-wheeler. So he's literally covered all the ground. He has every kind of trike plus a two-wheeler now. So
He's just plain fun to follow.
yeah. And of course, you've got Trike with Mike Texas. That's the name of his YouTube site. He does a lot of stuff on there. He does a lot of stuff besides just the rides, you know. Howdy. He does a lot of test rides of different trikes, because he's really hooked in with his local shop down there in Texas called John's Recumbents. And trying to think of who else. Sadly, Sylvia Hepburn doesn't do videos anymore, which is a real bummer, because she did some of the super best videos. And then now this guy's strictly a bicycle guy, and he does more off-road than on-road, but he has a site on YouTube called Get Out There, and his name is Ryan Doozer. And he's the one that we get the tunnel song from, because every time he goes through a tunnel, he goes ole 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 ole.
That's burritos.
So yeah, that, and the man loves refried beans of any kind. The man literally lives on refried beans and tortillas. Don't get me wrong, I like Mexican food, but not that much. Yeah, a little variety is kind of nice. Like tonight, we're having spaghetti. As you can see, we are on the Rock Island Trail, which is an actual rail trail. Oh, yeah, that wasn't any fun. Hit that bump and she went into that famous wobble. Yeah, if you want to know what I'm talking about, discovered that when you add a Bafang motor, you know, which is what they call the mid-drive, but on the trike, it's more like a bottom bracket motor.
Passing on your right?
Passing on your right, thank you. Like I said, it's more of a bottom bracket motor. But what we've noticed is that if you, if you're got a, a fairly longer leg length, say 30 inches or more, you have to push the boom out to where, you get your proper X seam. And that's the measurement for a recumbent. But if you do that, and like I said, you're past, like I would say probably, I think if you're shorter than 30, you might be okay. Might not. But Joe's is very short. She only has a 26-inch inseam. So her X seam is very short too. She has like a 42, and I believe I have like a 47 X seam. And and she has, the same kind of bottom bracket motor, everything. And but on hers, she can let go of the handlebars, and see, look at there, and it won't twitch. If I let go of the handlebars and I hit a bump, it will rock all over the place, baby. It will go into a death wobble. Now, as long as you keep one hand on the bar, it won't do that. And if you're on perfectly smooth pavement, it won't do it either. Howdy. But if you're on the bumpy stuff like this asphalt here, and you don't have one hand, or I don't have one hand on my my bars, oh yeah, baby, she will shake, rattle, and roll you. Scare the snot out of you the first time it does it. And I thought maybe it was just my trike because it's old. My trike's 15, 16 years old. So, but yeah, there's guys that got brand new ones when they put on the Bafang bottom bracket motor, and sure as heck, howdy, sure as heck, it wiggles and waggles just the same. Like I said, you don't even notice this. You can just barely be touching your bar. And Joe's like, I took her hands right off the bar, and see, she hit that big old bump, and nothing. She's straight. So that's what it is. Is that once you get that motor on your boom out past a certain point, well, it messes with the stability of the trike. So just remember, if you've got a longer leg length and you've got that Bafang motor out there, please be sure to always keep one hand on your bars. Do not do not take both hands off the bar, because the minute you hit any decent bump at all, it's going to scare the heck out of you. So that's a PSA safety message from BJ and Joe Ondo out and about on the Recumbent. We got some bikes coming over here, I see. I think they're going to let us go through.
Yeah.
Except for maybe this guy. Oh, easy, easy, easy. Howdy. It's amazing how people won't even look when they're coming off onto a trail. You know, you always got to look, man. 'Cause there's always, and you could be, there could be 20 people hauling down here at Mach 9. Yeah, this one's getting to where you can't get away from the bumps, boy. It's getting bad. Whew. A little back view here. Okay. We're coming up on another little intersection. That is the one bad thing about the Rock Island. Lots of little intersections with roads. They were supposed to make a full cement safety island here, but he's going to be kind. Thank you. Oh, man. Rough bump. Rough bump. Howdy.
Around.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, I know. I gotta get. Gotta get. There come my favorite gentleman right there.
You're right. All the time.
Yeah. Hello, gentlemen. Howdy. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, because I got a very smooth surface, so I let off, but I hit that little, I guess it's I don't know, like an expander line, they cut in the concrete, and I hit it, yeah, she started shaking, but she didn't shake too bad. So it's according, I guess, the harder, the bigger the bump you hit, the worse it's going to shake on you. And look at Joe, showing off. It's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Howdy. Yeah, see, that's what happens. That's what happens. That's because she can brag, because all people are always giving her such a hard time about being short. Well,
One thing I have is
so sometimes there's advantages to that. So, howdy.
passing on your left.
Passing on your left. Thank you. And it's okay. We kid each other all the time. We have been married for 40, we're going on 46 years. So we know each other pretty well. Plus, we actually met in the 7th grade. Junior high back then. I know now it's middle school, but it was junior high. Was it love at first sight? No, we were just good friends. Well, that's because, I will be honest with you, I thought she was my best friend at the time's girlfriend, because he told me she was, but he didn't tell her she was. Because if I would have known that she was fancy and free, I would have let her know that I was definitely interested. But you know, you don't want to diss on your best friend's girlfriend. You know, that's not cool. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna take the old rock island here down to Pikes Peak Greenway, and we're gonna head on down and run over to this 7-Eleven, and because they have these Amazon boxes, like a metal, outside container, but our apartment complex locks. The front doors lock, and there's no way for you to get in if you don't call us and let us know you're coming. So when we get something from Amazon, if it's small, we like to send it to one of these boxes, and we've got two 7-Elevens that are fairly close to where we live. They're both within walking distance, but the one was full, and it probably isn't by now, but the day we had it set, it was full, so it told me I had to go to a different one. So there's a pretty good view of Pikes Peak, pardon the telephone wires. All right, well, I'm going to shut it down for a minute here, and I'll pick you back up a little later. Bye. Hey, how you doing? We're back finally, and it's been a bit of a rough day. We're on the Mesa Springs Greenway, but we had to go up 19th Street and to the 7-Eleven. We made a mistake when we sent it to, I guess, the 7-Eleven that we thought we were supposed to go to was not the right one. And this one was up on the side we went up. They had a fairly nice bike lane, but on the side coming back, it wasn't, well, it was okay for a while. Then it turned really creepy. So, but like I said, we're back on the Mesa Springs Greenway. It's now 3:30 and we're heading for home. We sat around at 7-Eleven for an hour. Actually an hour and a half now. Well, it's an hour and 15 minutes. And then we finally said, heck with it. Luckily, I believe we have 3 days to get our Amazon package out of the locker, so we'll go back and get it tomorrow. But it's getting late. We want to go home and get dinner and relax and all that kind of stuff. I think what we'll do tomorrow, though, is instead of trying to come back 19th Street, we will go down 19th Street to Pikes Peak Avenue and then follow that back over and just go to that side of town to do our ride, because we don't have any appointments tomorrow. I thought we did, but we actually don't. This next Monday, not this Monday. So, and it's supposed to be another really nice day. So, yeah, gotta ride while we can. And hopefully we'll be able to, we'll get our code so we can get into our box so we can run up there first thing and pick that up. So that won't be if we head over to the west side, that won't be a bad ride. Okay, I went the wrong way. I went to 3 instead of... Well, we did have a little fun though, because there's a couple of really big old hills with a lot of traffic, so we cranked them way up. Joe's up to 4 and I went up to 6 because hers is set for 5 levels and mine's set for 9 levels. And 6, haha, 6 is a rocket ship. Man, my trike just took off. That was actually kind of fun. I've never had it that high. And I'm really surprised I've still got 40.4 volts left. Thought for sure after that it would whip it down pretty hard. So I should be able to, still should be able to be good for tomorrow without having to recharge till after the ride. So we've got some kids on the e-motos here. Hello.
Mom and Dad are with them.
Yeah, the kid on the grass, that's a gas powered. The others are electric, but they're e-motos. They don't have pedals. Well, yeah. Yeah, you're not cheating until you don't have pedals. It's okay to have electric motor as long as you have pedals. And you have to pedal. Bit of cheating when you have a throttle, but not too terrible. But we're gonna, this will be the closing of the video here. So as usual, just want to say, thanks for checking out the video for us. And like I said, I'm really happy to see, weather's getting better, so we're starting to see more videos for the trike folks. Get a chance, check quite a few of them out, and I'm going to try to write down the names of all of them that I really like and let you guys know about them in case you didn't know about them. But yeah, I'll probably go ahead and take you all the way to the bridge, the Pop Cycle Bridge. So we're coming up on Centennial and well, actually this way it's Fontanero and Chestnut Street here, and so we got to go under I-25 and then over to the Pikes Peak Greenway and head home and head for the Popsicle Bridge and then to home. That one's going to turn, Joe, so you need to wait. Even without the signal, we know it's going to turn. Okay, let's go ahead and boogie real quick like. Okay. As you can see, we're back in a bike lane and we're heading underneath I-25. Gets a little bouncy here and there. Oh, I'm not gonna make it. Joe managed to get stopped too. Well, you'll have to just you're stuck with me till we get going here again. Okay, here we go. Luckily, these lights change pretty fast, so we got this is one of those places where we have a walking lane and a bike lane. Might want to go to 3, Joe, because I'm in 3 already. Got a car coming. Okay. Give you guys a back view here. You can see there's a train on top of the. That's just for Pitmaster Toby because he loves his trains. All right, so now we're gonna jump on the. Watch out, Joe! You be a little more careful there, sweetheart. Because you know he ain't gonna slow down if he's going straight. But yeah, so we're back on the Pikes Peak Greenway. We're on the west side. Because if you're over on the east side, it's all dirt. But the west side is much better because it's all concrete. And we like concrete. Concrete is our favorite road surface. And we're riding right next to Monument Creek. Howdy. Howdy. Joe's up ahead there. But yeah, again, thanks for watching the video. Please like, share, and subscribe to our video channel, Out and About on the Recumbents with BJ and Joe Ando. It's just Out and About on the Recumbents. Didn't say anything about us. And yeah, we've kind of got ourselves thinking about going to Moab, Utah to do some riding come middle of June. So we'll let you know if that actually happens or not. We'd really like to try to get at least one out-of-state ride. And then maybe later on in the summer, maybe rent a truck for a day and go to Pueblo, ride the river trail, bike back. That's a very nice trail down in Pueblo we haven't been to in years. And they now have an actual bridge crossing over the Arkansas River that takes you into the Pueblo Riverwalk area that has a lot of restaurants, bike back, and that kind of thing that we couldn't get to before because you were going to have to go on a really busy, car bridge that had no bike lane, and it's just too dangerous. Now though, you can go right to because they do have a river walk, kind of like San Antonio, Texas, but a lot smaller. Thank you, bike back. But yeah, like I said, they have a kind of a river walk. You can actually get in a boat and float down their little river walk. All right, we're almost to the bridge. As we've talked about before, this is the Pop Cycle Bridge. You can eat a popsicle on the Pop Cycle Bridge, but you can't eat a popsicle on the Pop Cycle Bridge. Words of absolute non-wisdom from BJ and Joe Londo. Make sure this guy's not going to turn. Oh. Well, somebody had to be a nice guy. All you road hogs.
He had plenty of room.
Yes, I know he did.
I can't help this. Ambassadors just went past by us. Passed you on the wrong side.
Yeah. But, yeah, so we're just about home. We just live about 150 feet off of the Pikes Peak Greenway here, so it works out really good for us. I'm going to have Joe stop up here by the sign, and we'll do our little sign off for you guys. Okay. So, all right. From BJ and Joe Londo, out and about on the Recumbents. Till we come together again, my fine friends. Happy trails. Bye.